Man, I've heard of unfortunate things happening at the moment the picture is snapped on class picture day, but this just takes that to a whole new height. Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Kirby Triple Deluxe. Last time, we started on Endless Explosions, the 5th floating island in the world up in the sky, Floralia. This time, we find ourselves going deeper into it. Literally, we have gone deeper into the background. I'm gonna be Fighter Kirby for this because there's still quite a few abilities we haven't seen. There I grappled and used submission holds, feeling so powerful. Living out my dreams of being Captain Strong. You know, Kirby had games in development at the same time as Earthbound. It's not entirely impossible that maybe he was aware of Captain Strong and looked up to him, you know? Maybe he's aware of him. I don't want to get belted. I prefer wearing the belt on my head, thank you. Oh, this place! All right, well, good thing I chose this power-up because Bell is very slow and kind of more methodical. Nope, not gonna break every single one of those systematically to find out what's in them. No siree, Bob. Can I? Oh no, oh gosh. I always love saying oh no, oh no, oh no whenever anything doesn't go my way. Kirby, cooperate, please, thank you. I gotta wonder how much my cat thinks I'm talking about him. Over this way, burger in a barrel. Could be a name of a restaurant. Nice to know what I'll be doing if this whole YouTube business ever doesn't pan out. Oh, okay, well fire. Fire would actually be a pretty good power for this. Take that. Mike. Sure. I just wanted to let him know I didn't like him before I went on. Okay, I guess we're not using Fighter. And I'm willing to bet there's gonna be something big that we gotta use it for coming up, so I'm not gonna use it on that barrel. Gonna go through the door, gonna be smart about this. What's next, what's next? I'm just waiting for something really big to jump out at me that I can kill in 1 second because I have Mike. I know you're coming. I know you're here. And it ain't just because I make myself guides for these things. Actually, I don't have it noted at all if there's anything big coming up. I really am guessing at this one. All right, I see what I have to do. So weigh that down. I can go up or I can go down. I'm willing to bet that the up pathway is more lucrative. Because that's generally how these things work. That respawns over there. I want to weigh this down. I can slip through that just barely. Weigh it down further. Oh, they give you plenty of time for this. Am I gonna guard? Am I gonna guard? Am I gonna guard? Am I gonna guard? I did. I guarded dynamite. I'm still waiting for something bad to happen. Huh? Not gonna get me. Not gonna get me from the background, at least. Oh god, no, give me that back! I need it! I need it! It's my natural born power! I've always had a loud voice. Can't be without that. It's my reason for being. Shouting is fun. Oh, that was Sunstone number 2. What was the first one? Probably back during that chase segment? I'll have to go back. Seems like a regular occurrence that I miss exactly one thing per video and have to go back for it. Screw it, I'm just gonna keep going. I don't care about the 1-up as much as I want to bolster my life count. All right, thank you for dying. Go. Keychain. Let me go to the teleporter. Oh boy. I hope I'm not holding on to this thing for nothing. I gave up a power-up that I legitimately wanted to show off. Because there's so much more to Fighter than we've seen. It has some ranged attacks that are pretty darn tootin' good. I'll go up through this optional door, because I had enough time. I'll have my energy drink that I desperately need. That gives me number 3. That's a teleporter. That's the way that we didn't come, which probably doesn't have anything worthwhile in it. That's it? That's it? I was actually just meant to spam the screen's nukes to... Alright. Okay. At least now I know for the repeat run. Number 2. At least I'm back up to full health. Didn't need to use that. We have Kirby from Dreamland 3 yet again. Krako is new. Looking pretty snazzy, buddy. And that's all? Huh. We got some more keychains to look for as well. Always fly up at the end of these chase segments. You will be rewarded for your time! Kirby doesn't have a nose to lose, thank goodness. That's the way out. This is not. We need to, I think, angle very slightly to the left. Way more simple than it looks. And then very slightly to the right. No! Okay, no, never mind. It just delivers you back here. Oh no, I didn't do anything wrong. I actually did nothing wrong. Here I was like so scared. No, I really didn't. You get infinite tries. I angled myself as slightly to the right as I could, and it still wasn't good enough. Okay, so now we just shoot straight up, right through the rock. It's coming together. It's all part of the big plan that they have for me and that I didn't come up with even remotely. So why would I even make it sound like I'm taking credit for it? I'm sure that you're all aware that you can guard dynamite. But are you ready for my next trick? Oh, you gotta keep stepping it up, otherwise people get bored. I am going to guard dynamite that I have used twice! You ever try using dynamite twice? Not that easy! That dynamite respawns, allowing you to keep using it. This is not a very unforgiving puzzle, actually. And now you can see what was on the other pathway that we didn't take. Perfect! Parfait! That's a perfect segue into the fact that the working title for this game, its code name, was Parfait. It just goes to show you, when Kirby Triple Deluxe didn't sound like ice cream, it still sounded like ice cream. Uru, Kirby Mass Attack, kind of a fighty enemy in that one that throws punches everywhere. Drossia from Kirby Canvas Curse. Been waiting for this keychain. The director of modern Kirby, Shinya Kumazaki, is a painter. Now, using the best of my artistic knowledge, he does painting with a technique known as good painting. And the reason I bring it up is that he's done a piece of Drossia. If you'd like to look through his portfolio, it's linked in the description, though I'll warn you that there's some kind of scary stuff in there. Metal Kirby from Kirby Squeak Squad, I think that's a form that only appeared in that one time. And Cutter Kirby in its original appearance. Or maybe not not original appearance, what am I saying? It was in Adventure before that. We got all 3 of them, so now I guess we move on to number 4. Alright, we'll go up, we'll go down, nothing here. So we'll slide to the rear and hope we don't drown. Just trying to make a way to make that rhyme. So, if I hold the B button, I do a pretty decent ranged attack there where I just kind of punch a shockwave out. But you know, Kirby looks awfully similar to a certain fighting game character. I believe his name is Ryu. I'll do a quarter turn. And quarter turn. Let me review the rules. Yeah, it is quarter turn. There it is! You can do an instant force blast. The best way to call it without infringing copyrights. There's this down kick I've made a lot of use of before. I really like spamming that attack against enemies that have a lot of health. These are Degouts. They are Scarfies with helmets that will pursue you until they die, and they got tons of health while doing so. Thankfully, you don't have to see their horrifying faces while doing so. Now, all that's cool. It is really nice that you have that instantaneous ability, but let's say that you're not into that whole quarter turn back and punch thing. Let's say that you're a filthy Smash Brothers player like me. You can press down and B to do the attack all the same. And not only that, it also charges up and becomes more powerful the longer you do it for. But still, it just barely grazes over the top of this guy. I hope you missed the hair on top of your head that I assume you have. There you go. It's a very powerful attack if you're willing to charge up for it. Gonna hope that Brown Bert doesn't foil my plans, thank goodness. Didn't want to be foiled by the likes of you. Fighter Kirby has got good melee, good range, just all around a really great power-up. I'm gonna launch this missile right next to this, so that the splash damage will take it out. Playing a lot of Splatoon lately, could you tell? And I think middle on this one. I think middle should get all three of them. Yes, it does. We'll do this one at the midpoint. I really want to know how that Waddle Dee died. Oh, he landed on the spikes. Ouch. He just obliterated himself from seemingly nothing, and I was curious how the heck that worked. I had to kick that guy while he was down. He was taking enough of a beating already, and then I just do that to him. We'll open that way. And by planning ahead and playing our cards right, we can punch this plant to death. And we can pick up this key and start making a miracle happen. By only making the proper ones go kerblooey, we will open the way to, surprisingly, just a one-up. Nah, not really. There's more to this. There's a Sunstone here. They were playing with us. Quite like that. It is worth mentioning by just pressing down and B, that's all you get. Whereas with the quarter turn, I can't do it, okay? All I've ever played is Super Smash Brothers. I can't do it. I'm quarter turning. It's just not working. There we go. It's a tier 2. It's not just simply the normal version of it. You get more power out of it by being the elite Street Fighter player that you are, and I'm not. It looks like it has like goofy eyes and a nose on it. Oh, hi. Fancy meeting you here. You know what? I've just finished going over Fighter in its entirety. I think. There's different throws, but we've seen the basic gist of it. This is a good opportunity to show Sleep Kirby. Upon getting it, you immediately fall asleep. Just 3 more minutes, Mom. I'm just so sleepy. You gotta wake me up. Just mash the control pad. Yeah. Sleep and early wake up. It's like slapping him upside the head with wake up slap repeatedly. When the bubble pops, he takes the cap off, and then there you go. Personally, I wish that sleep had some tiny use, like using rest on somebody's head in Super Smash Brothers where it's a nuke, but you can whiff it and be left vulnerable. We'll go on. And I believe if that knocks you into the foreground, you just instantly lose your power-up. No two ways about it, just similar to what happened to our copy power-up. I need archery. I don't know if this is our last opportunity to get it, but I'd rather just get it to be safe. Take you out. The single hit damage is really good, and that's part of what I like about archery. It doesn't feel wanting like you think a skill shot ability would. These arrows don't seem like on their own they would do all that much damage, and you would have to keep aiming it over and over again to really get a lot of damage built up, but no, usually one will do you. If you can get the trick shots down, you're good. And even just preemptively holding a direction before firing will often do all the aiming that you need. Move on. Gotta be precise. Yeah, I made a good call having this. Was that a little box you saw? Because I didn't see that until I was in editing either. It was just barely on screen. What happens if you pop it? Let's find out together. Woo! Not that bad that I missed it. Was another opportunity, but it's been fun having it so far, so we're good. Oh. Sure is a good thing the bad guys didn't think to make more of them to the left. Otherwise, I would have been stuck down there for the rest of my life and would eventually have died of starvation. It's a thing. Bugs forced to stay in flight often die of starvation and not of exhaustion. We'll tilt this. Boom! Up we go. Down that goes. You will never stick out that tongue again, because you don't have one. But we'll keep going. And I gotta say, collecting all these keychains, I've been just kind of focusing for a little bit though, but I think I want to go off on a tangent now. Hey, what do you know? On topic! Like I planned it all along. Getting all these keychains kind of reminds me of an idea that I've had. So, whenever you street pass somebody and you exchange keychains, it'll prioritize keychains that the other person has that you don't, if there are any, and otherwise it'll just give you a random one. That reminds me of this idea for a street pass game that I always had, and I was so sad that they never did it because I always wanted it to be a reality. I got this idea maybe a couple of years into Street Pass, and I held out hope for a long time that they would make it, even when I was certain there wouldn't be any more updates to it, and they kept surprising me. I thought that they would do a Street Pass game that was a trading card game, where you would actually have a card game that you would play against the Miis of other people, and perhaps maybe they could have Battle Royale rules to make the games go by quickly so that you weren't stuck there forever playing against a tournament of 10 people. And the way that you would actually get these cards would be by trading them with other people. And if you street pass somebody who had a card that you didn't, it would prioritize giving you that card. Or perhaps maybe you could open a booster pack together and it would preemptively decide what was going to be in that booster pack when the street pass happened. So that way, when your friends could open them, if you open them together with your friends, on both of your screens, you would each get the same cards together. I think that that's a really cool idea. Maybe you could have bought booster packs with play coins or something. I just think that a trading card game would lend itself so well to it. It would be really cool. And oh god, this segment. I apologize for those of you that are afraid of the dentist because this imagery is not going to do your phobia any favors. And I'm going to do it even less favors by telling a story that I've been wanting to tell for a very long time. So, for the longest time, this is the most natural time to think of that I could come up for this. I had this awful quack dentist. She was just the closest one to my house, and I grew up very poor. We couldn't really afford dental care or even healthcare in general that much growing up, and so I had a lot of dental work that needed doing. And when I became an adult, when I was bringing in my own money, I went to the dentist immediately, and I went and I got all the work done that I needed. And I chose possibly the worst dentist to have it done. I'm not going to name any names or give any details, of course, but so I go in, and I got all the work done that I needed, and I pay a lot of money for this because I only just moved out of my house and got my own dental insurance. I didn't even have dental insurance growing up, so this was a completely new thing for me, and of course, you know, insurance companies aren't your friends, they're not going to cover it, so I was paying big money for this. She is awful at getting me numb, where I have to get 7 shots in the mouth before she actually gets it. And when she finally does it, she sticks the needle through the nerve that she's trying to numb, and it hurts really bad. So already I don't like that. And the worst thing is, she can't even get everything that I need done in one visit like it was scheduled, so I end up having to come back for a second visit for her to do the rest. My teeth were pretty messed up, but I think that's still pretty messed up that she told me it would be totally done in one visit, and then she wasted all of her time trying to numb me and could only get some of it done. So that's bad. And then on the second visit, she takes 4 shots to get me numb this time. And when she's trying, I think on the 3rd shot, she clunks against something with the needle, and then she goes, "Oh, I hit bone." And I go, "Don't tell me that!" I was so upset. I was just really angry with her. I didn't say this out loud, but I'm like, in my head, I'm really, like, you know, not okay. And she just says that outright, like it ain't no thing. And then, you know, I'm pretty nervous here. This has been a really painful experience. I'm not happy. She's been really insensitive. She's also just like gossiping with her coworker the entire time, which I think is even worse than when they ask you questions when you're at the dentist, expecting like you can actually answer them. So she's gossiping the entire time, not really paying attention to what she's doing, it doesn't seem like. I'm sure that she is paying more attention than I think because she does this every day, but it really doesn't feel like she is. She's just kind of doing some gossip with her coworker. And then I just kind of have this sad look on my face, and she stops drilling at one point, and she goes, "Sir, you're gonna have to stop looking so sad. You're making me nervous." I'm making you nervous. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's hard being a dentist. I'm sure it's hard being something that a lot of people are afraid of. But goodbye. It was very cathartic of me when I looked her up a year later and I found out that her place had gone out of business and she was now working as someone else's dental assistant. Gee, I wonder why. And because I didn't acknowledge that boss fight at all, they're called the Winged Eggers. You know what to do. Sorry, just had to get that out. I hope that was not an unenjoyable experience for you, those of you that are afraid of the dentist, but I just needed to get that out. Poppy Bros Jr. in its Dreamland 3 appearance, looking all artsy. King Dedede from Kirby's Adventure. Very limited color palette. I guess he had to be made red, otherwise he doesn't really count now, does he? Oh, this place! I can guard fire! Hey, hey! Rare keychain, knew I needed that. On the second run, perfect again! See what I mean? I swore all that time that if I don't try to make it a rhythm thing and I just try to do it right the first time, I tend to not psych myself out and get it. Sure, I was wrong a lot. Kabu, Kirby Superstar Ultra appearance. It looks like it's made of gold. And yes, what else do we got here? We have, oh, squishy. Squishy, squishy. Oh, new keychain. We've already talked about you. You look quite dapper in the blue, though, I have to say, squishy. And then a rare keychain is, now everybody gets nightmare fuel, and not just the people afraid of the dentist. Pacto! I've talked about you before. There's a unique variety that we've seen here in Floralia. And sure, because I want more keychains, I decided to do another run when getting that one little box with the star in it. Twister. There's a copy ability that hasn't been back, perhaps because it's similar to Leaf. And that's it for now. Looks like a lot of old foes are coming back. Next time on Kirby Triple Deluxe, we give them a warm welcome. See you guys then.